Fix the crash that could occur when hovering thought bubbles and progress bars in certain overlays. Duplicants drink from water cooler instead of just standing by it. Rooms no longer require a door to be a room. Like, some of these are legitimate changes, right? But then we get other things. Where was that one the other day? Oh, shit. Dupes' mouths should no longer disappear. Like, at this point of the game? We've got escaping mouths? Like... Where was it? Fixed an extra eye showing up when dupes look sideways. Like, these things should have been ironed out in a closed testing format, not rolled out to the public that then get to see all the fucking broken gubbins that's happening behind the scenes. Like, it doesn't make sense. Starving dupes no longer get stuck trying to dig nothing at all while complaining that they are starving. That would have probably been spotted, I reckon. Dupes are no longer missing a mouth when they hang out in the recreation room. Like, this is all hotfixes in the last few weeks. Fix the crash that could occur when a duplicant started eating. It's crazy. So, for those of you that think that I'm just shitting on the game for no reason, this is why. I know that they're test builds, Techno. They shouldn't be released in that state. I know they're pre-release builds. I know they're experimental builds. That's the whole basis of my argument. They shouldn't be released in that state. They should do it in a closed testing environment. Let people play the game. Let people break the game. Give them their feedback. Then release a proper polished update. I know it's an opt-in thing on Steam. I know a lot of games do it. It doesn't work though with this game. Because a colony takes so long to play through. Let's say you play for a pre-release colony for a week. You play through all the pre-release content. Are you telling me that you are literally going to, on the day it actually comes out officially, roll a new colony that day and play for another 1,000 cycles? Most people aren't. They're going to have a look at the pre-release content, they're going to dick about the new features, and they're going to fuck it off for another month. And that's what's happening. It doesn't work with this game. Like, it's crazy. And not only that, you get the forums being inundated with, you know, the same old questions time and time again by confused players because something doesn't work how it's, you know, how it's meant to. It's just weird. Oh, Moosey, you don't have to pick sides. Like, that's not what this is. This isn't me just venting. I mean, this is an open discussion that comes up all the time. Only half's a bit pissed off at me because the other day I made quite a blunt and to the point post on the forums. And that's fine. Like, I'm allowed to vent every now and again. We all do it. The only difference is I normally do it because somebody's brought it up on stream. But it's true. Why are you getting auto mod stuff? Thought you turned that off. Auto mod? As Waffles just said, that's the thing. People go on them, see the content, and they get upset when things are broken. I don't understand why we need pre-release. No, I had another official warning, GG. I've had a few now. Fuck it. I don't know. Listen, I've done my best to, like, help people play this game. I've done a lot of content for this game. I've done videos that I didn't need to do, but I did videos for YouTube. I don't make a penny off YouTube, but I'm still doing like guides and tips and tricks and things like that, videos for people for this game. Because I like the game and I want to encourage more people to play it. Like, it's mental. I don't know. Anyway, that is a big old rant. I did not need to have that big rant. Let's get some cooking going. I've played a couple of months, but you'd say the game's gone backwards. In its current state at the minute, yeah, definitely. In its current state at the moment, bearing in mind there is an update coming in like 2 days. In its current state at the moment, I think the game is going a weird direction. That's not to say it'll end up like that, but yeah, at the moment it's a bit weird. And the devs don't seem to be listening on the forums, because there's a lot of people complaining about it on the forums. Exactly, Saturnus. It'd be so easy to test the features. It'd be so easy to put your dupes through the paces. And you'd soon spot a lot of these things. Yeah. I don't know. We need to assign somebody to art again. Who was our artist? Shit. Who was our artist again? Beameron, the artiste. Very good. He is actually assigned to art. Maybe he'll crack on with these things eventually. Okay, so we've now got some sexy bedrooms at least. That is a nice thing to have fixed in the base. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We've got enough beds. This has now been done. So what I'm going to do now... I should have probably done this a little bit different to begin with. I'm going to nip off this bridge there. And we'll need to nip off this piece of pipe as well. To be fair, I haven't listened to most people on the forums either. Yeah, but sometimes you do get some legitimate stuff on there. People do point out some legitimate problems. I understand what you mean. There are a lot of ball bags on the forums as well. There's a lot of ball bags on the forums, but there are some people on there that are smart cookies, and you can tell the ones that are. You can tell the ones that genuinely know what they're talking about when they start pasting bits of code and showing where there are problems within the game engine and stuff like that, and actually trying to help with real, real bits of information rather than just, I don't like the way that the microbe musher works. It's not realistic. Like they're actually coming with real tangible fixes. And I think those people would be encouraged a lot more if there was more dev involvement on the forums. And I've said this for a long time. Like, we need to see more devs on the forums. But the devs' stance is, we won't appear on the forums because we don't want to... How do they phrase it? The Clay devs won't join in discussions on the forums because they want the discussion to be an organic community discussion. They don't want it to become like a Clay fanfare of, let's all agree with Clay and let's all stick a broom up our arse, do you know what I mean? So they won't weigh in on the forums, which means we don't get any interaction with the devs. We don't hear from them. They don't want to intervene with the plebs. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. But the other day I asked on the forums, it would be great if instead on the next Clay dev stream, instead of getting us watching two of the Clay devs or whoever they put on playing the game for the first 30 cycles and building a really shitty base that's destined to fail, and we all know it, why don't they do like a detailed Q&A? Why don't they just come out with a statement and just say, right guys, here's the game, we're going to speak for 40 minutes about what the future of the game is. Here's what plans we've got, here's what we're looking to introduce, here's what, where we see the game going. That'd be really interesting. Because we've got no roadmap for this game. We've got no idea where it's actually going. That shit would be good. And that's what I appealed for in the post that Only Half was giving me shit for the other day. But yeah, no response from the devs. Devs are inorganic. Finally, proof. Just genetic ooze. Shit. I'm assuming you never watch one of the dev streams then, Moosey. You'd be surprised. Right. This should empty this pipe out eventually. And then it'll go back to being fed from this. I don't know why we're getting such nasty, horrible lag. Maybe we'll do a quick save and load at the next night cycle. Next thing we need to do then is steel. I've been putting it off, but we do just need to crack on with it, I think. Mex, good evening, mate. How's it going? How are you, buddy? So watching players with pub-sized chat rooms play. Pub-sized chat rooms. Ah, shit. You came in just a few minutes too late, Mex. It would have been quite nice to have your input as somebody that's... Mex is probably the only person I know that's put more hours into this game than me. I'm sure there are people out there that have put more hours into this game than me. But Mex has put way more into this than me. I wouldn't mind betting he's one of the top played fucking Oni players out there in terms of hours. I would like to know what his thoughts are. What? What's this hamster? What? Sorry, what? Hold on. Strange question. Does heat move diagonally on tiles, or is it only for templates? Does heat move diagonally on tiles? It will only interact with the cardinal directions. On Oni, mate. On Oni. Right. I'm sort of weighing this up now in terms of space and where I want to build. Right, let's do a quick save and load. I came into the rant like halfway in, looked at your screen and saw 195 buildings in Tomb and couldn't help but laugh. Yeah, that's the surface for you, mate. How are you, Mentos? You alright, buddy? You shoot you. Good evening, bud. No, hamster. You're not unwanted. Not at all. Listen, guys. I'm sorry for the rant. However, it does bother me a little bit. Like, I've had my motives questioned a few times. Like, people seem to think that I'm saying these things to be controversial or something, but no, not at all. I like this game. I've put a lot of hours into this game myself. Like, I think I'm at about 2,200 hours or something played. This isn't based off just a little bit of, you know... This isn't based off just a little bit of recent salt. This is because the game is taking a downward turn into a direction that I don't like. And I don't see it being good for the community or for the game. This conversation is similar to a conversation you have with a friend about Minecraft. They release the update content in snapshots. When the actual game update comes out, there's no new content as it had already been shown off. Oh, thoughts on what? Sorry, Max. Thoughts on the current state of Oni? Shit. For those of you that might not know, hashtag 20 is fuck it. Shit. Funnily enough, I was looking at some of the updates for Minecraft the other day. They've made a lot of changes to that game recently. Like swimming speed and pearls of the sea or some shit. I don't think I'd know what to do with the vanilla Minecraft anymore. 64 out of 5,000. Some constructions that you don't understand. What's that, sorry, Shuya? Thanks, GG. Thanks for the hashtag 20, you know. Ah, shit. Right. Oh, Christ. Should we do a little for science moment and dig out all that regolith and see if it fixes our FPS? Because right now the game is very, very janky to me. Should we do it for science? Why you add 2 plant with the gas geyser? You sure it's just to keep the natural gas cool, basically. And the pump on the left. Right, okay. This is the natural gas geyser. When this is active, it outputs gas at 150 degrees. So I've basically sealed off the room and put a couple of Weezeworts in here, just dead easy, dead simple. And what this means is when this is inactive, the room is being cooled down, and when it is active, obviously we get gas at a slightly cooler temperature. It mixes with the gas that's already in the room. This pump, I keep the pressure above 2 kilos per tile, so this pump will pump any extra once it's above 2 kilos. Okay, that then gets sent to the room next door, which is like an overpressurized chamber, so we get our excess natural gas going in here. And then for symmetry, I did another one on this side because I'm a sucker for symmetry. And then all of our excess natural gas that's been generated from our oil boiler, for example, goes into these overpressurized rooms. and we just get a backup of natural gas, providing these pipes aren't empty. So if these pipes are filled up to this point, then the natural gas bypasses, and then we've got two other pumps here that are basically pumping back into the same pipes, but at a later point in the pipe, to basically say, if these pipes are empty, fill it up with some gas, but these should be filling it first, really. Does that make sense? Why the oil? The oil in front of the vent makes it so it's an overpressurized vent, so the oil means you can pump in more gas than 2 kilos per tile. So if you look in here, we're at 1,150 kilos per tile. It's a bit of a cheat in the game. So by having just a tiny bit of oil in front of the vent, it tricks the game because you can only have one entity per tile. So because you can only have one entity per tile, my entity in this case is oil below a kilo or below 2 kilos, so it'll overload the vent. There's loads of videos on my YouTube if you have a look. Thank you, Max. So you're saying destroy with debug. Save and try to debug all the regolith and debris. Okay. Been around for 4 months now. I finally understand what hashtag 20 means. You've been around for longer than 4 months, Gnome. I'm sure of it. How old's your babby now? How old's your baby? Alright, I'll do a quick save. And then we'll see... Is it worth me putting the FPS thing up? Hold on. Didn't that bug out my game last time I did that? Okay. So this is the game as it is now. I'll be able to tell you by feel anyway. Let's quickly go on debug. Let's destroy some of this and see what happens. I'll try not to destroy too much of the tiles and stuff. I just kind of want to know what will happen. I'm also going to do a quick sweep. I just want to know how much of an impact this is having, really. And we'll clear out all these as well. We'll just do these with normal dig. Oh, I'll need to do Control F. Control. Oh, tabbed out the game. I need to do Control 4 for that. Meh. Actually, let's just see how this feels first. Let me just turn off debug a second. Okay, so that is no different whatsoever. That feels no different at all. Let's do a quick sweep now and get all this stuff swept up. Why has that not worked? Okay. Oh wait, I'm being an idiot. Let's just clear all this stuff away. Fuck. Christ. Alright, let's see how that feels. Not really any different. A little bit better, marginally. Marginally? Not really. Alright, we'll do a load. Barely noticeable. Is cooling the natural gas important? It just stops the pump from overheating, Moosey. If you don't cool the natural gas and too much gas builds up in there, your pump will overheat eventually. So you don't really need the oil boiler since the pipes are all super full and you have a bunch of excess. I'm not really using that much power at the minute, Dover. But if I started doing like lots of aqua tuna builds and stuff, we'd use quite a lot of that natural gas. Other question. Why do you use dirty water and water, not just water for the water lock? Because it uses less water. So again, because only one entity can be in a tile, or only one type of element can be in a tile, if I mix water and polluted water, or water and oil, or crude oil and petrol, whatever, they sit on top of each other, so you don't need to pump as much liquid in. You could put literally 1 gram of oil, 1 gram of water, and they'd never mix, and that'd give you a liquid lock. If that makes sense. Why not just water for the water lock? There you go, that's why. Ah, you're very welcome, buddy, don't worry. Yeah, as Wuchung has just said, I personally keep a minimum of 2 kilos in the room. I just find it makes it... It depends on your output, your natural gas geyser. Because if you've got a natural gas geyser that's outputting a shitload of gas, it'll overwhelm the what's the word I'm looking for? It will overwhelm the temperature of the gas that you've got sat in the room already. So that's the idea, you're cooling it between. Why not update to the new build and have a laugh at the expression, mostly yours, mind? I'm debating doing that when the update comes out, Mex. I don't think we're probably going to start a new colony. I don't think there's enough content for us to start a new colony. So yeah. You're struggling with an aquature to build, help. What's up, Labrador? What's up, buddy? What are you struggling with? Right, we need to start making some steel, don't we? So, the idea that I've got for the refineries is to pump in... We've got a shitload of water from here. Got a load of this polluted water that we've got in this tank. How much have we actually got in here now? 40 tons, 41 tons. We've got a lot of water in here. So the idea is that if I can branch off this pipe, which is, by the way, the worst pipe in the world, but if I can branch off this pipe and fill up a couple of different chambers, like I've sort of laid out down here, I have a tank above, 2 metal refineries on mesh tiles. I'll be able to dump water into a tank that will cool the refineries. This will give them the liquid cooling, and then we'll dump this water when it gets above a certain temperature. Could boil it into steam, but we'll dump it when it gets to a certain temperature into another chamber at the bottom that can pump away the water, and then shut the doors and reprime it. And then that hot water can go into our water sieves and be sieved into this tank. Does that sound like a plan? I'm going to cancel this here for now because I don't think I'm going to do anything with this anytime soon. I'm just thinking where to do it. I've got some space here. That's why I started ripping out all the puffed area before. Oh shit, I'm in instant build. Yeah, that's fixed it. Sorry guys. There was somewhere I wanted Weezewarts before. Where was it? There was something I was doing where I needed Weezewarts. What was that for? Oh, it's down here. Yeah, it's getting a bit fucking warm down here. Let's plant this Weezewort. Can you still do the clean water to polluted water trick? No, I don't believe so. I don't think you can. I'm going to use aquatures to cool my base and purify water. I see. So what's the problem, Labrador? What are you trying to do? Yeah, I think that got removed, Saturnus. I think they changed it. The bit I played seems shit. Got no only work schedule and no beds for the 8 narcs. I got happy dupes. Not even a rec room. We got no... Got happy dupes and not even a rec room. Apparently the scheduling is something that's going to come in soon. Like proper scheduling. But I don't know if they're actually introducing it any time, like in this next update, if it's going to be one after, I don't really know. This is going to overheat. We've got our chlorine just storing our igneous rock down here at the minute. That's 1,000 degrees, and because chlorine is quite the insulator, this would probably be alright for a couple of 100 cycles down here. The only thing is my sweeper arm and temp shift plates will start cooking. As you can see, it's getting a wee bit warm. So one Weezewort is probably not going to be man enough to do this. We'll slap another one, then it'll probably be fine. Oh, it's already in now, is it, Max? I did see something about it in the patch notes. Oh, we're trying to clear gas. This won't bring any more oil in until it's below 3 kilos. That's fine. We need another Weezewort. Whilst I think on, where should we get another Weezewort from? Let's take this one. Taking this guy. Drip cooling isn't really in the game anymore, Lavender. I'm not sure what you mean, buddy. You have 20 Weezeworts on your base and they don't keep it cool. Oh, Shamats. Good evening, by the way, buddy. How are you, mate? It depends what you mean by drip cooling, Lavender. Are you just trying to drip some cooled water over something to cool your base down, or what are you trying to do? Ooh. It's a toasty warm one. Oh, I see. Yeah, so it's not. Yeah, the drip cooling bug is a different thing. It's a bit of a. It's why I always hated it calling the drip cooling bug, because people use drip cooling all the time. Right. I think what chat's referring to is the surface tension bug. What you want to do is drip polluted water over a hot aqua tuner and boil it. That's what you want to do, right? Can you explain how you use magma? In this build, we're using magma to cook oil. So we are sort of, when we do pump some oil in, when the room needs it, when the room is below a certain pressure, we've obviously just cooked some by the looks of it. The oil comes through the chamber and gets preheated a little bit beforehand. Warms the oil up to like 300, 400 degrees, where it drops onto this plate. And then this door will shut when it detects some liquid on the plate, which transfers the temperature from the magma from here to the door to this plate, cooks the oil. Once the oil's gone, this shuts, or this opens rather, so that no more heat is transferred, and that's how we're making our natural gas. Ah, shit. What was that, sorry, Max? Nice fade in the background there on heat overlay. Fade in the background. What are you talking about? How I fade? Are you saying I'm the same colour as the background? You son of a bitch, Max! I am a little bit fucking rosy red tonight though, aren't I? Holy shit. How dare you? How very dare you, you bastard. I was briefly in the sun today, alright? I got sun-kissed a little bit. Then I went to the barber's. Leave me alone! Shit. Sorry. I'll have a discussion. I've not really done a video on that build, to be honest, Labrador. There's probably some on the forums. What can you use to cool the aqua tuners after your polluted water runs out? The rant turned me into a tomato. Is that what it is? I got all flustered and flushed. Maybe it's the mana pause. Maybe that's what it is. I've hit the mana pause. What can you use to cool the aqua tuners after your polluted water runs out? Christ. I don't really know what to say, but it depends what resource you've got. Nice to Sudra. You've got Wachunga's suggestion. Yeah, you can use showers to convert it. I mean, probably use some radiator cooling with oil to cool your aqua tuners, but then you need to submerge them and you won't be boiling steam. I'll tell you who does have some videos. Christ, what's his name? There's a guy on the forums that does lots of little compact aqua tuner boilers using airflow tiles. I can't remember his name at all, but he does a few videos on YouTube. There's probably some stuff in the clay forums about it. I've not done any videos on aqua tuner boilers, really. It's not something I normally use. But there will be some stuff in the clay forums, I'm sure of it. Right. I need to build this fucking thing. Let's start doing some digging here. We'll get rid of all this crap. I want to get rid of everything here. In fact, we're going to get rid of all this stuff. This ice biome is kind of dead to me, so we'll just get rid of everything here. Excuse me, we'll slap in some ladders.